Okay, this car here, it pulled over, no signal. What's he doing? Is he going to do a U-turn? No, he was talking on the cell phone. He did a good thing. He pulled over and stopped to talk on the phone. Now here I'm pulling out on the highway. Now this blue car is turning left, going to pull in front of me. She's talking on the cell phone. One hand steering wheel, one hand cell phone. Looking up in the sky. That's what most people do when they're cutting off motorcycles, is they're talking on the phone, turning left, and looking right. Now we're here on the highway, and I keep looking down to the right and to the left. I'm checking my rear view mirror. I can see the mirror with my eyes, but there's a car behind me following so closely that I have to glance down and get a very good look to judge, how close they actually are to me. I need to increase the distance between me and the vehicle in front of me in order to keep that cushion, that safety barrier, so I have enough time to slow down. And I'm really not very comfortable with how close this person is to me. Now as we're coming up to the top of the hill here, I had to check my cam, make sure that it was still steady. This van pulls out in front of me and brings me down from 55 to about 35 or 40 miles an hour. So I get sandwiched by the car following me too closely and this van that pulls out in front of me forcing me to brake. And then when we're back up to speed and I try to look at its license plate, it takes off. I'm getting some distance. Now over this little hilltops we start going down, we'll turn to 45 miles an hour. And of course, staying within the speed limit, so I'll slow down to 45 miles an hour, gradually enough to where the vehicle behind me doesn't run into me. Now as soon as I slow down to 45 miles an hour, you'll notice the van in front of me, they start to gain distance because they didn't bother to slow down to the speed limit. At this point, that car behind me is really giving me some pressure. I'm feeling tense, the tension, that I guess the speed limit's too slow for them. Boy, that van sure did gain some distance. Now I'm checking my rear view because I don't like that car riding my tail. Now this van pulls out, they have a merge lane. But are they going to pull out in front of me? I don't know, so I have to slow down and then zip around them. Now coming up here, speed limit's going to go down to 35 miles an hour. And I'm concerned about this, and I'm checking my rear view and making sure that I slow down gradually enough to where I don't get hit. And of course we're approaching the school zone, but it's not within school zone hours, so the speed limit is still 35. Now this is an area that's bad for vehicles pulling out into traffic, and I'm concerned about this guy enough to where I'm going to signal and pull over and allow them to pass. I pull back up, take a look at their license, and they get out of there. I'm like, alright. I'm not going to race to try to catch up to them. But here I signal to turn right. They pull into the turning lane and blast right through it with no signal.